So we are in God Experience, 10th January 1961. Papa, it should not be forgotten that God is the giver. Even if we are earning, the earning power is given to us by Him. So we cannot take pride in having achieved or obtained anything by ourselves. Ramdas has seen some successful businessmen who have earned crores and crores. They say, I was a poor man, I was struggling for my very existence, but I conducted my business in such an intelligent way that I began to make good profits. I used more and more of my intelligence. I was very careful and worked hard. So I am a self-made man. I acquired immense wealth by my abilities and cleverness. Where from did he get the ability and cleverness? God gave him the power. You may kindly mute, please. Where from did he get the ability and cleverness? God gave him the power, the capacity, the ability. Do you know what happens sometimes in such cases? God sees that he has become proud and gives him a big blow. At one stroke, he loses half of his wealth. He thought he was very clever. Where is his cleverness now? Although he may have vast wealth, this is not a small blow to him. Such cases Ramdas has seen. It is better to be humble and give all credit to God for our achievement and success. If we are puffed up with pride, we are likely to fall. If we are humble and meek, where is any chance for a fall? So let us be humble enough to accept that God's will and power is supreme, and that by His power alone, everything happens. There are some who are worth lakhs and lakhs. Still they run after more money. When misfortune comes, even millionaires kiss the dust. In big cities, this is very common. There is what is called Sata, a kind of gambling. In an hour's time, one loses everything and is in the street without an naya paise. So king becomes beggar and vice versa in an instant. When people are wealthy, they take pride in showing off their opulence. Pride lies heavily upon them and they are not happy. Whatever happiness they pretend to have is artificial, not genuine. Remember God constantly, surrender yourself to Him, then you are really happy whether you are rich or poor. Show of humility is another thing. Outwardly some are humble, inwardly they are proud. They are worse than those who are openly proud. Their case is very hard. They cannot easily change. The proud man may become humble if he does not pretend to be humble, but he is sincere. Man has got various kinds of conceit. Conceit of wealth, conceit of learning, conceit of his position in life, etc. Even a devotee of God has his own conceit, that he is a greater devotee than others. He looks upon them with contempt. The contemptuous attitude is not good for him. It brings about his fall. Sri Ramakrishna taught us to say before God, I am nothing, you are everything. Even if you say to God, I am your devotee, your child, your servant, there is some trace of pride. Some say, I am the dust of your feet. Still you are something, you are the dust. There is some room for conceit. There is no conceit at all when you say, I am nothing. What wonderful humility and self-effacement you will find in a true devotee. In comparison with the others, the true devotee considers himself inferior to everyone on earth, whatever may be his station in life, his nature, his caste, his creed, his nationality. Always he has a good word for everyone, whereas some pose themselves as superior to others and find fault with them. That is the way of the world. But saints are different. They are pure, guileless, ever cheerful. The secret of this is complete effacement of the self or I-ness. We know now how difficult it is to do away with this pride, this self-consciousness, this conceit, this sense of I-ness. One who is intoxicated always with the thought of God is the only one who is free from ego sense, not others. Why should we be proud? What is there to be proud of? Pride is the cause of all trouble in the world. Pride dominates the hearts of people. Some years ago, Ramdas met Miss Elizabeth Sharpe in Limbdi. She came to see Ramdas in the company of the Thakur Sahib of Limbdi, Sri Daulat Singh. She watched Ramdas's movements minutely. She saw him talking, walking, making gestures, answering questions. She wrote about him afterwards. I was trying to find out whether Ramdas was posing in any way. Some people pose that they are saints. They assume airs, gestures, facial expression to show to the world that they are saints. You will find a great deal of such posing in the world. A certain gravity in their demeanor, a certain force and emphasis in what they say, all this they exhibit in order to pass for great saints. So she watched Ramdas to see whether anything which Ramdas did could be interpreted as posing. She said that she never found it in him. In fact, Ramdas came to know from her that he was not posing. He did not know what he was. He was what God had made him. There is a saying, let us see ourselves as others see us. Otherwise we are apt to think always highly on ourselves. Ramdas sees such posing in people and enjoys the fun. He sees it all as through a glass. Verily he is witnessing the Leela of God. So on that day it was purely on people who have forgotten the very power because of which they are existing. No? We have all heard now. Unless and until we keep on reminding us that the power to see, power to make all our sense organs active, power to think, is given by Him. He is the essence of life. The moment it ebbs away, we become dead bodies. The intelligence also is given by Him. He has given us a wonderful equipment called intellect. He has given us a wonderful asset called mind. The mind, when I say I am keen, if you have to observe everything keenly, you have to pause back and see where from that power comes. The power to concentrate, the power to contemplate, the power to go to the source. It all comes from the essence of life, power of life. We have it, but we don't recognize it. Again, that also we take credit of it. So Papa is warning us as devotees, as sadhakas, we should ever be conscious of the power because of which we exist as individuals. We don't have to tom-tom, but this should be there at the bottom of our mind. If it is there at the bottom of our mind, it will have its own impact on whatever we say, whatever we do, whatever we think. Otherwise, this posing will come. Any new idea, innovative, we will just analyze, anything. There is a fruit plant, okay. The fruit plant is a gift of Mother Nature. But somebody should be there to declare that it is a fruit plant, first. When we go to the nursery and buy, we have to keep on thinking about it. Somebody had identified the moment this fruit plant was observed by somebody. He did not just pass it on, he went there, his probing nature, intriguing nature, it must have taken him, and finally he was able to know that it was a fruit plant, and then he declared. He must have observed the fruit. How do we know that it is okay for our health? Somebody had tasted it. If we are taking a piece apple now, if we are taking banana now, if we are taking lychee now, chiku now, mango now, it is all because somebody had declared, the first person. How did he get that idea? It is like the Yajnavalkya and Janaka. When he was asking about the light, how he went from one after another, and finally came to know that the light is coming from inside. Similarly, when we try to go to the genesis of each and everything that we see, then we find it was somebody who declared, and to that somebody, how did it come? Because there was a life force. If it was a dead body, how could he? That is why Papa says, where from it comes? How can he say, I am a self-made man? If we are earning, the earning power is given to us by him. There are many intellectuals also, they immediately, they remember their guru. Because these words have come from a spiritual preceptor. How will I come to know? The moment I feel I am a self-made person, and when I come in contact with a spiritual preceptor or a guru, he tells me, hey, you are nothing. You are what you are because of that life principle. Then suddenly I remember. Otherwise, how will I know? Similarly, Papa is now talking to all of us. We have to keep on hammering this into our mind. People may come and appreciate us, give us awards, praise us in front of everybody, congratulate, so many things, overall. And naturally, the small self in us takes credit of it. Natural. But then suddenly I remember my guru. He says, you are what you are because of the life force, which is called the spirit, the Atman. So Ramnam chanting should enable us to get this stamped, So while chanting Ramnam, we are not chanting for chanting Ramnam session. We are chanting Ram Nam to help us know that it is His power that is making me feel I am. The I amness, the beingness, the existence, it is made possible because of that power. And that moment that power goes, finished. Biographies of Mahatmas help us. In spite of they being acknowledged, they being recognized as a Mahatma. Just now Papa said, it is Elizabeth who made him known that he was not posing. That much innocence. Because every time so our struggle now is when we do Ram Nam, please make me aware of your presence so that I will not arrogate. How much you are there?
Question.
Tell me.
God has given us strength to remember, so I don't remember my studies.
Keep on praying. Keep on praying.
What?
So here, Gandhiji says, somebody asked him, what is your method of worship? In reply, Gandhiji said, we have joined worship morning and evening at 4:20 a.m. and 7 p.m. This has gone on for years. We have a recitation of verses from the Gita and other accepted religious books, also hymns of saints with or without music. This is the collective sadhana. Individual worship, cannot be described in words. It goes on continuously and even unconsciously. There is not a moment when I do not feel the presence of a witness whose eye misses nothing and with whom I have to strive to keep in tune. You see now this particular word. When we close our eyes, when we repeat Ram Nam, slowly other thoughts are arrested. Concentration on Ram Nam gets steadied, and at that time the chanter will become aware of the chanting. That is called witness consciousness. That witness consciousness is always with us. Papa wanted us to chant the name with this perspective, so that the same anubhava, experience, will be stretched to all our activities. Just like the chanter is aware of the chanting, the looker will be aware of the looking. The eater will be aware of the eating. The toucher will be aware of the touching. The hearer will be aware of the hearing. This is what Papa wanted us. So for that, the training, how can it come? That is why he has given us Ram Nam and specifically told us that while chanting, we should know that we are chanting the name of one who is seated within this life force, and it is being chanted because of that power. So somehow the witness consciousness develops after we keep on trying mental chanting. Gandhiji says, this witness consciousness, this witness whose eye misses nothing and with whom I have strived to keep in tune. It is, even now it is there, but I am not aware of it. So I am striving my level best to become aware of those two eyes. This is very important for all of us. We are chanting Ram Nam for ages now. Now we should get the fruition. How do we get it? We have been asked, number one, that we are chanting the name of one who is seated within us. Number two, we are chanting because he makes us to chant. He is in the form of essence of life. He is the life force. He is the spirit. He is the Atman. He is making my equipment to chant. If we keep on doing it, especially initially we close our eyes and chant, we will become aware of the chant. That stage we have to reach first. We become aware of the chanting. Chanting goes on, witnessing goes on. So this is the outcome of consciously chanting. If we are successful, we should not leave it. Again we try and try and try and try. We have been asked to get ourselves steadied in it. That is the toughest. We may get, but again we may lose. That's why he says, whom I strive to keep in tune. Because all my sense objects take me away and they don't allow me to concentrate, to become aware of the witness. So Gandhiji clearly mentioned, individual worship cannot be described in words. It goes on continuously and even unconsciously. There is not a moment when I do not feel the presence of a witness whose eye misses nothing and with whom I strive to keep in tune. If this comes, no pride will come, no? Suddenly you remember this. You become aware that the memorizing power has been given by him. Suddenly from nowhere, you get an inkling to go to that particular book, which is called intuition, cognition. Where from it comes? Because he is there presiding over. Then we become aware. So when this intelligence is applied in the way in which it should be applied, we become successful outwardly. So this intelligence, where from we got? We may think we have got it from our contacts, our sharpness, our concentration. Everything is right. Everything is right. But there should be one more eye. And if the life is not there, this is not. With the life, intelligence works. Motivation comes. Perseverance comes. Commitment comes. One-pointedness comes. Those are all accepted. It is all related to the equipment. But who is giving the power? If the electricity is not plugged in, nothing will work. The moment it is plugged in, so many things, the equipment works. So many varied experiences. So today Papa is asking us to think about it. So that we will always become, that is how we become humble. Not that we want to become humble. To know the superpower, because of which everything is functioning in us and then everywhere about us. And for that we have given the holy and all-powerful Ramnam. So our sadhana is to be linked to this. We should not miss that. And Gandhiji continues, now somebody asked, is there any place for supplication in your prayer? Gandhiji says, there is and there is not. God knows and anticipates our wants. The deity does not need any supplication. But I, a very imperfect human being, do need his protection as a child that of his father. And yet I know that nothing I do is going to change his plan. This is very important point. I can pray for any of my desires to be fulfilled because I have a simple faith in God. I can pray. But I should know whether to okay that prayer or not to okay that prayer. That is rest on it. Whatever is good for me, ultimately that only He will grant. Not that what I decide is what is good for me. No. He says, and yet I know that nothing I do is going to change His plans. You may call me a fatalist. Did you find any response to your prayer? Gandhiji, I consider myself a happy man in that respect. I have never found him lacking in response. I have found him nearest at hand when the horizon seemed darkest. In my ordeals in jails when it was not at all smooth sailing for me. This word is very important, it assures us, I cannot recall a moment in my life when I had a sense of desertion by God. God will never desert me. Because I am His product. I am His child. I am His servant. I am His. So how can He desert me? If this much intimacy is felt, then we are safe from pride. So whatever sadhana we are doing, in our case it is Ramnam. Ramnam should somehow do the drilling inside and purge out what is blocking this remembrance. And every day we have this session, Ramnam session, where we are reminded of this. Throughout that half an hour or 45 minutes or 1 hour, we may not be able to keep up initially. But we can still try. Slowly we will find the chanting is going on, I am listening. Wait. Who says he is listening? I am also joining. After the lead Ramnam is over, I also join with others. Wait. How do you know that you are joining? So this knowing principle, this knowing faculty is with me always. I become unaware of it, I become aware of it. This goes on, this tug of war goes on. But we have been promised by Mahatmas that one day it will get steady, stabilized. So when we read the revelations of Mahatmas, it gives us more confidence. That is why we are reading. So now we have to fine tune our Ram now.
Swamiji,
Ah,
can I ask a question?
ah. Yes.
You said when we get stabilized,
Ah.
then that question of, gaining some kind of acceptability from people, all those things will not matter at all, no?
The moment this is kind of, handing ourselves over to Him. The sense of individuality becomes aware that it owes its existence to that power. And then, this is at the individual level. When we come out of that state and when we interact with the men and matters, if this is there, we will slowly start recognizing the same power is in everybody. Pujya Swamiji, in one of his interviews, he said that first, we have come up to the first individual level. Experience and reflection. Experience and reflection. So there he says, first we try and we get stabilized at the individual level. We have not come to the open. When we come to the open with this background, we will slowly know if the power is given to me by that. If I am what I am because of that power, it should be applicable to the same in everybody, no? Then the acceptance will come by. There won't be any clash. But this is the toughest. Even in our own, not necessary. So he says, first, we have to see at the individual level. Then we come to the outer level. Suppose we start the other way, that may also become successful. We don't know. We have to try. When I see an object, I go to the genesis and then find the power there. And similarly, I am also a product of that. That can also come. But here when we say Ram Nam, the whole purpose, Papa designed it in such a way that it takes us to from stage to stage to our own origin, the source of all sources. And once when we are clear about the source, the same source is for everybody. So everything has come from that source only. So everything happens only by His will.
Swamiji, it makes the person quiet.
Quiet.
Once that knowledge comes, it should make a person very quiet.
Naturally. Because Pujya Swamiji used to say, he became quiet because this process was going on internally. Outsiders don't know. They feel he is sitting quiet. But this process is going on inside. Trying to separate the source and the product. He says when somebody is coming towards him, even though the consciousness absolute has assumed a form and coming before me, he is trying to now bring. He is trying to, there is another word for this. Rice and bran, paddy and husk, the husk is removed. Then only the rice is seen. Similarly, though it is covered with husk, at the moment we may not know that it has got rice. By a process we try to separate it. When we do the separation, rice comes out. Similarly, every creation is with that source. We don't see the source. Now by this process, internal, it is purely an internal process. We are trying to see the source and the product. At the moment we confuse ourselves that the product itself is final. The product it has got that power. Now spirituality enables us to discover that there is a spirit behind it, behind that matter. The moment the spirit behind that matter is realized, not understood, is realized, then we are saved. We will never fall. So Ramnam enables us to, we should know that. Otherwise it will be surface level chanting. Ramnam should enable.
One more clarification. You said realized and understood.
Is it realized or understood?
The meaning between the two is subtle. I think it is understanding is surface level, realizing is
Understanding, we are now telling, logically it is correct, rationally it is correct. We have understood it. Realization is actually, actually now we should feel the talking is coming because the life force is there. The hearing is possible because the life force is there. That is for realization. That only that particular person will know. Normally we stop with understanding. It becomes, a deep, understanding. It is academic, to be blunt, intellectual. We should not stop with that, though it helps us.
Any conviction?
Conviction, you can use any word, but we should realize our own experience, It comes out from our own experience. That is why Papa recommends this Sakshi Bhava. Because that is the only one easily it's not easy, but at least relatively easy. Realizing the existence of the power within us. Sarvadi Sakshi Bhudam. Papa gives lot of importance for this. Because this is one of the easiest, according to him it is the easiest, to us it is the toughest. But he says, be a witness to all movements. While you are walking, detach yourself from the one which is walking. No disturbance is there, nobody is here with you. You are writing. For a pause moment, you know that you are writing. Oh. Be a witness to all movements. Detach yourself from them and become the observer of them. Then you will realize that you are the eternal witness and the body is not yourself. What we read, you can understand. Simple English, uncomplicated English. This is understanding. Realization is witnessing. experiencing the presence of the witness. That is realization. Identification with the body will go, witness consciousness will be attained. Mostly you can practice it when you are in meditation. When you are active and moving about, it is difficult to maintain. Many rules have to be observed for control of mind. Observance of silence is one of them. Who is observing silence? You sit silent. Let us try to find out. Sit silent, detach yourself from the mind, watch its activity. The watcher is the real you, the self-immortal. And in the case of chanting, many a time we have read this, but it is better, no? We keep on reading that particular word. Utterance of God's name is to make the mind ultimately still, free from all thoughts. In the stillness it is that you know and realize God. Bhajan, Kirtan, Namasmaran are all means to that end. You have to repeat, chant or sing the name, no doubt, for a certain period. After that, repetition must cease. Mind must become perfectly still. In that stillness, duality is transcended. The repeater and the repeated, the devotee and God become one. So you see, the watcher, why did we take up this watcher? Papa says, if we are not aware of this, our small self will take credit of everything. It will again make us to land in troubles and troubles and troubles and make us away from Him. The moment we say, I am self-made man, I have thoroughly ruled out the existence of a higher power in me. So what do? I have to keep on holding to Ramnam, because that is one of the methods with which we are closely associated. We have practiced, we are practicing, we are sentimentally attached to Ramnam, emotionally attached to Ramnam. The moment we think about Ramnam, Papa's inspiring life and mission come, Mataji's inspiring life and mission come. In our own experience, probably certain desires, when we were finding it extremely difficult to get it fulfilled, we would have prayed from the bottom of the heart with Ramnam. It must have heard. So all these things are there. We stopped with that unknowingly. Now Papa says, no. The purpose of Ramnam is to know the source of all other sources. Those are all okay. Initially God permitted you to enjoy all these things so that your attachment towards Ramnam becomes more and more closer, firmer. But now don't stop. Now the stage has come where we have to know that every moment He is there as the witness, watching us, watching our every thought, word and deed, so that we don't cross the Lakshman Rekha and arrogate that I can do this, I am doing this, I have earned, I have intelligence, I am a self-made man. So through Ramnam is the antidote. That is why Gandhiji's word that the two eyes, it touched our heart. Yesterday in the evening when we were reading, it really touched our heart. Because we can visualize the two eyes, Many of you might have seen Shirdi Baba's one particular photo, where the eyes will keep on following you. Nowadays there is a beautiful photo of Puja Swamiji. Of all the photos, that particular photo. Because wherever you look, his eyes are reaching him. So it is easy for us to develop this. That when we close our eyes, his eyes are there. When we open our eyes, his eyes are there. And the I stands for the witness consciousness. And that witness consciousness can be directly realized when we close our eyes and graduate ourselves to the mental chanting stage. Mental chanting. There won't be any lip movement, there won't be any sound coming, but you are conscious of chanting. Who is conscious? Who is chanting? No? The separation. Today, Papa is taking a very important subject. Even in small matters we may take credit, Not that we want to take credit. Somebody has appreciated. And it goes directly to my account, no? I don't pass it on to the original benefactor's account. We used to remember, Swamiji's one beautiful word. Actually, we learned that particular usage from him only. As is my wont, I pass it on. When people say something, he says, as is my wont, nothing he keeps for himself, I pass it on to Papa, I pass it on to God. So when somebody says, you are this, you are that, you are this, you are that, you and I will definitely try, we will be happy to hear. And we take credit. It is deposited in our account. Whereas if it is passed on to the original benefactor, the power which has been responsible to give me that benefit, then there is no risk. So the pride comes because we put everything in our own account. Whereas we exist because of him. And Papa quotes that from Ramakrishna Paramahansa, we are nothing, that is the best. Because even if you say I am a dust of everything, I am something. So this is something on which all of us have to deeply ponder over. High time. Days are going. We are all getting aged in the evenings of our life. We don't know how much time he gives for all of us. But before that, we have to close our individual account and transfer the entire proceeds to him. This we can easily understand because we are all connected with bank accounts. It is the bank account that gives us the sense of security. Whenever we withdraw, we are conscious of the balance, is it not? Suddenly we remember Mataji's bank account. Her bank account is always full. She is never bothered about any deficit, so-called deficit of the ashram. Why? She is conscious of the real deposit account. We still think in terms of Ananda Ashram account. Ananda Ashram account is there, We have not reached that stage, But in Mataji's case, it was not so. Her bank account was God. So she was never running short of cash. It might be in somebody's hand, that's all. She doesn't bother. That is the highest stage where she never felt that there is any deficit, there is no, nil balance. Pujya Swamiji was telling us one anecdote. One day, at 10 o'clock, from her room she saw somebody is working in the office. So she herself came out, went there. At that time, Swami Krishnanand ji he was handling some cash, So he was writing there with the account book. So Mataji went and asked, what is the matter? 10 o'clock. So he said there was a shortage of 2 rupees or 1 rupee, something like that. Immediately Mataji said, you have not come here for this. Whenever there is any shortage, debit to my account. I must have asked you, you must have given, that's all. You would have forgotten to write. Don't waste your time. See, the concept, not my account, my shortage, my this thing, When she said, you debit it to my account and close the account. Just see, a wonderful, a profound philosophy was given. Though we may take it in the lighter way, it is not. The real benefactor of all of us, he has got enough deposits, So whenever he receives from the customer, creation, he doesn't assert. If you pass it on, it is yours for your own benefit. If you keep it in your account, there is every likelihood that it may get depleted. And you are conscious always. Think about it. So passing it on, as is my wont, I pass on everything to. These are some of the words which make us more and more clearer and clearer. So the pride comes only because when I keep something in my account, I do something you appreciate, immediately I put it in my account. I have got this capacity. Very difficult, but we must try now. Because today Papa is elaborately, he has dealt with this particular one. Pride. That is the one which distances me from the presence of God. Easy to say you should become nothing and everything is God. But simple thing, for anything. He started today with that. It should not be forgotten that God is the giver. That was the first word he said. Even if we are earning, the earning power is given to us by Him. So we cannot take pride in having achieved or obtained anything by ourselves. Ramdas has seen some successful businessmen who have earned crores and crores. They say, I was a poor man, I was struggling for my very existence, but I conducted my business in such an intelligent way that I began to make good profits. I used more and more of my intelligence. I was very careful and worked hard. So I am a self-made man. I acquired immense wealth by my abilities and cleverness. Where from did he get the ability and cleverness? So the simple way is bank account, because we can easily understand that. When anybody condemns me, when anybody appreciates me, if I put it in my account, I may become relatively happy, relatively miserable. But if I start, I may fail, 100 times I may fail, but I must make a start. That is what Papa wanted us to do is from today. Put it in. When people started prostrating before Swamiji, Swamiji felt very uneasy. So he went and told Papa, how to stop this? He smilingly, spontaneously said, pass it on to Papa. So mentally when they prostrate, suppose we immediately, bring Papa's picture and they are prostrating before Papa, it is passed on, Many clues they have given us. We have not understood. We have stopped with that understanding of that particular value. No, it is not like that. That is why we remember, as is my wont, I pass it on everything to, I don't keep anything with me. I pass it on to Papa, pass it on to God. Again, the moment when we say Papa, we may localize him in that particular form. What is meant is that the great giver, the great provider, who is giving all, not only wealth, not only nature, not only this, but also intelligence. He is giving us a life force, and with that life force he gives intelligence. Depending upon the equipment, the intelligence expresses itself in varied forms. What a carpenter does, I may not be able to do. What we do, others may not be able to do. No, each one. So the equipment is different, but the power is same, and through that intelligence comes in their own way. So when the intelligence has been given, and the intelligence brings the results, appreciation, congratulations, awards, how can the intelligent individual keep it for himself? We did not know that. Now Papa clarifies it. Because we did not crave for any recognition. When the recognition came by itself, we thought we would keep it. No? Now we know we cannot keep it. Nothing should, our bank account should be always nil here. No? He is a great banker, and we have to deposit everything to him.
Swamiji, account of Ramnam also is not with me.
Account of Ramnam?
Also is not easy.
Eh?
It's not easy.
Even that is not with me.
That is not? I cannot hear.
That is not?
Repeat.
Even that is not in my account.
Is it not in my account, Ramnam also?
Ah, no, nothing is in your account. We are only the intermediary. He gives us an equipment called the individuality. He provides the motivation for Ramnam. Ramnam was not invented by us, and we have been given the life force to chant it for some sentimental, emotional reasons. Just like we allow the children to take credit, he is giving us, you have given so much Ramnam, okay. But ultimately you know you have, it is not yours. Including Ramnam is his. But he will not mind if you say, I have so much of Ramnam, I have returned. Because it is not due to pride, you know. It is because of your sense of fulfillment also you may say, I have given you this much Ramnam. Why don't you make me aware that you are behind it? Those things are all permissible, like a child, you know. Nothing is ours. We have to pass on everything to him. That is the powerful message he has given to us today. Otherwise, this pride will somehow take, back seat or front seat and then create hell. Makes me feel I am something. So this bank account, I think everybody will remember this. Nothing should be there in my bank account. I don't mean money now. You just think that you are keeping it in your account for the purpose for which he gives you later instructions. So you may physically own, but mentally you will not own.
Swamiji,
Ah.
Ramnam account monthly கொடுக்கிற வரைக்கும் ஒரு 30 நாளைக்கு வரைக்கும் நம்ம பேங்க்ல வச்சுக்கலாம்.
ஓ வச்சுக்கலாம்.
அதுக்கப்புறம் சமர்ப்பணம் பண்ணி.
பண்ணுங்க. Perfectly right. That also we do that, no? When somebody gives some offering to ashram, we keep it here. Next day only we give to the bank or office people. We are permitted, but even while keeping it, we never feel it is ours, that's all. You can possess things, but not be possessed by it, Nilda Papa. That means ownership we are not going to take. We may possess at the moment.
We are custodians.
Custodians, trustees,
The bank cashier.
cashier. He can handle lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of rupees one day. Not 1 rupee he can take. No? Somehow we have to bring this. These are all intellectual, no? So it will go immediately after the session is over. But we have to find out some method by which, how do I transfer mentally my account to him? My account does not mean only money. All the so far earnings, recognition, my power, my faculty, my capability, my efficiency, my know-how, my skill, my dexterity, all these put together, these are all in my account, knowingly or unknowingly. Now I have to pass it on to him because he is the one who gave me this sense of individuality. And he made me to collect it from outside also. So during inward, that's why inward journey is a must. During inward journey only we recognize this, not in our outward journey. In our inward journey, when we are alone, when we try to go through all these things, somebody has come, somebody has appreciated, everything is okay. We have also seen very rare people, agreed. But still there are many who will not accept any recognition. Because they used to say, what did we do? No? They mean it. Many people have contributed for what we are and we are just passing it on to them. So for that we don't have to become a Mahatma. We have seen ordinary people, they don't take it, they become aware of this, they are Mahatmas in a different guise, that's all. They are ordinary people leading extraordinary life. So it is possible. The moment you become conscious that you are what you are because of the power, the essence of your life or the power of your life, then slowly, we will try to possess but never own. We should be very clear. It is not merely the monetary value. Anything that the world gives us. They say you are loving. Immediately we should not think I am all-loving person. No. Loving has been given by him. I have got a beautiful voice. People say your voice is nightingale. You are a nightingale of the... Madhuranji used to be called as the nightingale of Anandashram. No? Somebody has used it. It is their expression, that is okay. But I should not mentally accept it. My spiritual growing should enable me to take it as a test and then passing it on to the real one. I may fail, I may forget. My old habits may take something, I'll keep it for myself. Then later on, I shouldn't have done it again. When somebody says something, initially you are happy. Immediately we should know. Because he who made me to give me this joy, he made the other person to say this. Oh, sorry, ayyo. Like that, every now and then, through inward journey, through past moment, we try to connect and keep on giving this, handing over, transferring this to his account. God experience is very interesting. One day reading, makes us to think about, so many ways. So let us all try to take this as a very solid food for thought, take home message. Passing it on to the real owner. Everything that is with me, everything that is going to come to me. He will keep on testing me. In ashram, suppose somebody sends something in some other account, we request the bank, please credit this in Anandashram account. Even if it comes in the personal level. Somebody may send it, they may not know. So when it comes, we pass it on and immediately give another check and then pass it on. Transfer. Now we understand the transfer should not be limited to that particular transaction. It is a morning to morning to night we have to keep on transferring. Right. Morning to evening we have to keep on transferring. For which I need is constant remembrance, for which I do Ram Nam. So when Papa said HCR, is constant remembrance, now we understand that it is to then and there transfer. Then and there transfer. So let us keep all these things, try to assimilate as much as we can, pray to Him. You have given us wonderful clues today, and make me to actualize it. I may fail, I may forget, please keep an eye on me. Whenever anything comes to me, immediately remind me, hey, not yours. By giving to you, I am not giving to anybody else. So this sort of feeling, this sort of attitude, you kindly enable me to develop. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram. So kindly try for online transfer. So that you don't have to even take it to our account. Hari Om.